Back on ABC24 this week with my guests Otis Sanford, Susan Adler-Thorpe, and Deidre Malone. All right, time for your Turkey of the Year. Otis Sanford, as always, I defer to you, let you go first. I've been doing this how many years now? Almost 14 years?
At least that long, yeah. And I've enjoyed every year.
Me too. Who's your turkey this year?
Well, and it's not a politician this year.
Okay.
I always like to give my politician, give the turkey to my politician. But today, it is people who litter and trash our streets, especially Walnut Grove through Shelby Farms Park. Mm-hmm. I drive it almost every day because I live in Cordova. And it's almost like you're driving through Mad Max and Thunderdome, just litter everywhere. And even on Thursday, the people were out there, I think they're state people out there, cleaning it up. Well, the very next day, Friday, it's littered again. This is disgraceful. People ought to be ashamed of themselves for just throwing cups and bottles and trash and even
tires and
garbage.
mattresses.
Tires. I saw two
bumpers to cars.
Two sofas were out there one day.
No.
It's unbelievable. Yes, love seats. I mean,
well, if you want to enjoy the view of Shelby Farms, you should have a love seat to sit with.
Probably if nobody was sitting on it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Even and they're bringing in the wildlife because 2 deer were hit. And they're on the side of the street. I'm sure they were out there because of the litter, trying to see if there was anything to eat. This is a disaster. My wife is furious about it. She hopes that they get 2 flat tires out there one night and have to wait in the trash to get some help. It is just a terrible situation. Please do better, Memphis.
Yeah, and it's citywide too. It really is. All right, Susan, who's yours?
All right, without relitigating why I have always thought that it's a bad thing, it's a wrong for the city council to raise its own salary without restrictions, which is what happened on the referendum. The voters voted to approve it. I think it's even worse that the city council promoted the passage of that referendum in the most deceptive way possible.
Well, there's this mailer that went out. We're going to talk about that. They spent, our reporting shows, the city spent $32,000 on postage and the mailer itself, printing costs. There you're seeing the front of it. But on the back of it, they went through all the different ordinances to help educate voters.
That's right.
Here's what you're voting on. And one of the referendums was about this raising the pay, although let me show you exactly what was said on the mailer itself. It said, the Memphis City Council being able to set the city employees' pay as well as the salaries of division directors and other administrators appointed by the mayor. That is what's said on the back of this flyer, trying to educate voters, but guess what? That's inaccurate.
That's why I think all 13 members of the council are my turkeys this year. This is just the most deceptive thing you can do to the public. The council spent the public's money to convince the voters to approve this referendum that would benefit only the city council, and then lied to the voters to get them to do it.
Because they didn't mention, that's our point here.
Didn't mention at all.
In the mailer, they don't say we get to vote on our own salaries.
Absolutely no mention. But it also said to raise the pay of the city employees. There's 6,000 city employees. They're going to raise everybody's salary? I don't think they have time to do that. And for those council members out there who are going to say, oh, well, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know about this flyer. Then you're still turkeys, because for allowing anything to leave your office downtown with your name on it
and
without
picture.
you knowing about it and your picture. Right. I think that this flyer was among the worst that I saw this year or ever. By deceiving the voters. The council should be ashamed.
Okay, all right.
You know what I think about that, though.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Okay, so my turkey is Governor Bill Lee and the GOP majority in Nashville. Governor Lee has publicly said that he supports the doing away with the Department of Education at the federal level. Governor Lee believes that vouchers are going to be good for the state of Tennessee, specifically those families that want to send their children to private schools on the back of taxpayers. And so I have a serious problem with that. I also feel like the GOP majority legislature has banned everything, reproductive health care for women in the state of Tennessee, banned books and anything else that they can ban that, in my opinion, have a negative effect on the citizens of Tennessee. So my turkey is Governor Bill Lee and the GOP majority legislature.
Okay. When are Shelby County and Tennessee Democrats going to take advantage of maybe perhaps some of these issues and win some seats?
Right.
We've got
that's
a
the
lot of work.
challenge.
We've got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.
Good luck with
And
that.
let me just say, my hope is that rural Tennessee really understands the effect that this is going to have on them.
Plus what they've already experienced with the impact on healthcare.
Exactly.
in Will County.
Exactly.
vouchers.
All right,
And
let's
vouchers.
get to my turkey. My turkey is Dr. Marie Fagans and the Memphis Shelby County School Board. This was actually too easy, as Susan said, it's low-hanging fruit this year. But, it has just been a disaster.
Yeah.
And what I hate about this whole thing, and why I have no guilty feelings whatsoever, is I can't wait to eat this turkey, is that the kids are the ones who suffer. We are going through another academic year where very little progress has been made, and here we are dealing with a very political situation. We have a school board that hires a superintendent to shake things up. She starts shaking things up, and now they're like, oh, whoa, 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 we didn't want you to shake things up like that. That said, she has shaken things up in a way that leaves a lot to be desired. The public relations effort has been terrible. So I couldn't name any one person, but yeah, the superintendent and the school board, I think, have been turkeys to the worst degree,
Yeah.
if there is such a thing in this past year. All right, so those are our turkeys.
Well, if I can make one suggestion
weigh
to
in?
Dr. Fagans, maybe she ought to take some lessons in communications from Senator Brent Taylor, because she absolutely will not communicate.
I agree with that.
It's been
I agree
just,
with
calling for news conferences, giving news stations 10 minutes to get there.
Well, and I have to say, this new board, though, is really taking it to her,
Yeah.
asking her the tough questions. I think she's feeling uncomfortable, so they're doing their job to ask her the tough questions and looking for ways to hold her
And
accountable.
look at how they couldn't agree on whether to, how they were going to handle the review
evaluation.
process. We had to have 4 or 5 meetings just to get that resolved.
New school board, though. Remember,
Okay.
new school board, there's a learning curve, right?
All right.
With
all right,
elected
good point.
officials.
All right. Well, I want to get to what we're thankful for, because we are all blessed, and we're going to talk about each of us what we're most thankful for in 2024 right after this.